Welcome to Dice Heist, where we roll the dice and see what we can get away with. My name is Nick, and I am playing Dirk Vilgoff, the Arcane Trickster. We just got out of a really intense situation, and we still have a mystery to solve, so let's see what we can do. Over to you, Bronson.
Hello again, everybody. I'm Bronson. I play Adam Vadova, our rogue wizard. Aaron?
This is Aaron. I am playing Bertram Dirtstride, and your boy's a knight now. Over to you, Rick.
Hey guys, I am Raceland, the DM of Dice Heist. And forgot Bertram got knighted. So a lot of things have happened in kind of the last 5 episodes of this arc. And everything kind of came back together as the party is no longer split, or wasn't for a very, very brief moment. But the battle with Naya wrapped up as everyone was pretty much knocked out by the mental attack of the Ublex. Mudbreaker, as well as the rest of the Eastgate team, met them in Belbarum to try and assist them in this fight. However, they got there as things were wrapping up. Bertram also was able to catch back up with them after leaving his father and the secret organization that he is now part of. From here, we left everyone off as Bertram and Dirk were heading towards the Eastgate precinct to figure out what's going on with the Ublex, and Adam was being rushed off to emergency services because he had sustained a lot of damage and had taken too many capsules, which resulted in him basically having a very negative reaction because of it. He is effectively poisoned right now, mechanically, and on top of that, he also has 1 point of exhaustion. So we're actually going to pick back up with Adam currently. And Adam, you're in the back of a vehicle on a stretcher right now. It has loud whirling sirens going off as it rushes down, but you can feel every single bump in your side as it goes down the road. It's just this excruciating pain as nothing can be given to you. And this is very unfamiliar to you because every other time you've been injured before, there was magical assistance nearby. And this inability to be magically healed right away is just kind of terrifying.
Yeah.
Healing the old-fashioned way, as you might say, is just... it's a terrifying thing to think about. And in this kind of like mindset, you're kind of panicking, and you're just trying to focus on what's going on and not, feeling the pain. You drift off into unconsciousness.
Yikes.
And when you do, you feel a rap on the back of your hand. And you jolt straight up. But you were leaning forward, so you lean straight back. And before you is a desk. It's your father's desk. You're sitting in a study. And in front of you is a very large tome. You would guess it has no fewer than 500 pages. And your father yells at you, "Boy, you cannot sleep until you finish reading this entire tome. Do not nod off again," as he lifts a switch up, threateningly. As you look back down at the pages before you, you notice that you're only 2/3 of the way through this book. Your eyes are tired, very heavy. You've been staring at this book for what feels like days. But you must finish it, so you try and push on. And in doing so, you begin to drift off again. And you hear from behind you again, "Boy, what did I tell you?" And as you expect the switch to hit your hand, you see, as you look up after a moment, your mother caught your father's hand. That is enough. And she waves her hand in front of you and says, "Sleep, my child." And you do. We're going to leave Adam right there,
All right.
as he is asleep. So back with the other guys. You two are just arriving back at the precinct, and when you get there, things are often busy in the precinct. However, right now, they are kicked into overdrive. People are rushing around. You hear people shouting back and forth instructions as they're trying to coordinate the search across the entire city to find this Ublex. You see multiple people just standing there with the pages in front of them, some of them even standing at a desk with multiple pages, just scribbling frantically back and forth, some of them even using stamps to communicate more quickly using these pages. And Mudbreaker says, "All right, if you guys are going to help us with this, you should go up to my office right now. There's someone I'd like you to meet."
All right. Let's go.
Right behind you.
So he heads up towards your guys' office area. And as you approach, you can see an individual standing inside of Mudbreaker's office. He is standing at the side of the desk. Bronson, would you like to describe this figure for everyone?
This figure is dressed in like a leather coat. Probably what would the closest thing to jeans be? In this, like, do people just like wear jeans, or like what's like the
Sure. Yeah, people are just wearing jeans. That's cool with me.
Yep, jeans are now canon.
I mean, we have flying ships and, like, magical cannons. You have boots that make you fly at, like, light speed. I don't think jeans are really that far out of the zone of possibility, so...
Then black jeans it is, with a a dark brown, like, leather coat that one might wear in colder temperatures. It's a bit thicker. It is lined with some kind of animal fur. But given this world, who knows what the hell it is. Underneath his coat would be not a shirt, but instead you would see what looks like metal armor. The abdomen area would have strange-looking opening that is constantly turning very slowly, and glows a deep red. If you see his face,
So like clockwork? Or like different?
not like clockwork, kind of like if you could imagine more like a jet afterburner, and
Okay.
the rings on the inside would be moving slowly.
Okay, that's way cooler than I was imagining, which is like a very old pencil sharpener. So, go ahead.
Nope, canonically it is a pencil sharpener. I mean, it looks as badass as Bronson just described, but it is definitely a pencil sharpener.
You would also be able to see heat radiating from it, just like the little heat waves. Once you get up to his face, you can tell that this isn't like a live person. It's an automaton. His face has like the same facial features as a human being, but very metallic. Cheekbones are actually very wide and almost edged. His lips are black, and his whole face has the same sheen and color that his quote-unquote armor has, which is kind of like a silver blue.
Kind of almost cobalt.
Yeah, like cobalt. He doesn't seem to have any hair, but he is wearing a hat of sorts. It looks more like I guess it would look kind of like a fedora and a cowboy hat got mashed together, and it's rimmed with metal. It's not normal fabric.
Is the metal sharp by chance?
It is.
Okay.
Eye color is the same as the kind of like core in his abdomen, like a very deep red, but you can see that there is a pupil. So he doesn't really appear to have any iris. It's just a black pupil. And then normal shaped, like human-looking eyes, but they're glowing that deep red from somewhere within.
Okay.
Spooks.
Awesome. All right.
Your glare is like glowing red instead of
Yeah. It'd be like a pretty dark
pupils,
red.
no iris.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
Okay. Dirk and Bertram, you are approaching with Mudbreaker, who does not seem at all fussed by this person being in his office. He opens the door for you and motions for you two to enter.
Okay. And I assume we've never seen this individual before.
No, you have never seen this individual before.
Have we seen any other people in the city that are like him? Any other?
No. So a lot of your interaction
machine
with,
people?
a lot of your interaction with automatons in the city has been automatons designed for specific functions. So like the smaller street sweeper ones that are similar in size to like a mouse droid, or maybe a little bit bigger. Or even those that you see in like cafes that have multiple different extra arms for preparing these drinks. You know, there's various different ones around the city. All of them look different based on their function. This one, however, you've never seen anything similar to it specifically.
Definitely looks
So-
more sleek than probably the rest of the automatons in the city.
Yeah. That's a good note as well.
Okay, so as we kind of approach, Dirk puts out his hand and greets him. Nice to meet you. I'm Detective Vilga. And as he puts out his hand, and he'll wait for a response for a shake.
Reach out my hand.
Name's Fulcrum.
As he grips Dirk's hand, he's gonna feel a little jolt, similar to the one that Dirk did before to Almec, to just ensure that he's not meeting the Ublex.
Ah, I see. Okay. Go ahead. A small jolt.
If Fulcrum really does feel it, he would grip Dirk's hand super fucking tight. like
Yeah.
and even kind of motion his other hand, his left hand, kind of towards his hip.
So I mean, I would equate this to like, you know, those like buzzer handshake devices.
I know.
I would equate this to this. So like if and you feel those. So that's what I would say you just felt, was that just brief buzz, you know.
Right. But he would still grab on like real tight to Dirk, and
then
'cause
reach down.
They are jarring. Like if you're not expecting.
Oh, yeah.
it, like,
No,
it's
no,
just
I agree.
Fucking jarring.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So-
well, he would just motion his open left hand to his hip, but wouldn't actually go to like reach for anything. And you would see he kind of like squints his eyes a bit. And it's weird even seeing him squint his eyes because metal is like not supposed to do that. But whatever metal it is that he at least has on his face, it's like flexible.
So it's not like hinges and fucking.
No, it's
okay.
like skin.
Okay.
Oh, man.
There's other parts to his anatomy as well, but yeah, like the stuff that you would normally see would be like skin, but
Weird.
but also metal and rigid.
Oof. Okay. So as he squeezes rough on Dirk's hand, sorry about that. I just had to make sure you weren't an Ublex. Chief, let everyone know that the Ublex is sensitive to electricity. Almec, the shop owner, told me that, and that's what I've been using to greet anyone new, just to be sure.
Right.
So we're just going to stun baton everyone we meet.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe not that.
As your supervisor, I am going to advise you, please don't do that. That will elicit several lawsuits from everyone and their mother. So please, if you could refrain from hurting our expert here, I would really appreciate that.
It wasn't enough to hurt him, just enough to get a reaction in case he was an Ublex.
Well, Fulcrum, I apologize for his rude behavior. Why doesn't everyone sit down so we can discuss what's going on here?
All right.
Yeah. Fulcrum will just like, instead of leaning down, he'll just lean up against like a bookshelf or something.
Okay. So Mudbreaker sits in his seat.
As he leans up against the bookshelf, Dirk just like thinks, all right, and then he just starts walking up the wall. And now he's standing on the wall sideways.
Yep. Okay. Bertram, do you do anything else passive aggressive?
No, I'm just gonna sit down like a person.
Mudbreaker's gonna look from Fulcrum to Dirk to Fulcrum to Dirk, and just
Yeah, and Fulcrum's just like raising an eyebrow at the chief, just like kind of is this normal?
he just waves his hand at you as you give him that look. And all right, look, I called in Fulcrum here. Fulcrum is a licensed individual who, let's just say, does some freelance work for the department occasionally. I called him in because we were trying to hunt down Bertram here, who went missing. And you guys had nothing on where he was, so I figured I'd call in the expert.
I feel as though I was more away than missing.
Well, I'm glad that that's the case, Bertram, but we didn't know. You don't talk to us. You realize this is a problem, right?
Well, Chief, if you want me to call you on the weekends, you only have to ask. I'm not sure.
Is that a giant cut on your abdomen?
I'm not sure.
Are you okay?
Ignore the blood, okay? I am found, and am decidedly not an what? What is a Ublex? Why is the city on fire, seemingly? And who kicked the bee's nest that is the precinct?
Oh, did you not tell him? As he looks at Dirk. Jesus Christ, would you get down on the floor? I can't even take you seriously when you're doing this shit.
All right. Dirk will run up the ceiling, do a backflip, and land in the chair. So, what you missed, Bertram, there was this Almec ooze shop down in this area of town, and he had this special ooze that can basically take whatever form it wants. And on top of that, it also has a form of mind control. And it's sensitive to electricity. We should really get Almec in here and get more of his professional opinions on everything, because he is much more familiar with this stuff than we are.
He should just be a few more moments. He was getting patched up back at the scene and was heading over. We sent some unis over to grab him, but he should be here any moment to discuss this stuff with us.
Bertram's just trying to button his vest up, and there's just a cut through his vest.
Yeah.
Oh, so we'll just try to readjust so it looks closed.
Right.
You should probably get that looked at.
As Dirk turns around and sees there's still an arrow in his ass. God damn it!
Yes, you should have that looked at. So your name was Fulcrum, was it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say this in auto to him. I've
Okay.
never met anyone quite like you.
And you do understand that quite clearly, as it's the automaton language.
Fulcrum will repeat, or will answer back in common.
Nor have I.
Oh, so you're, one of a kind? Or one of one, as it were?
Depends on...
Do you have a family, I guess is what I'm asking, in a weird way?
Well, in a weird way, I do.
I feel like you answered my question without answering my question.
All right, look, Bertram, we don't have time for this. I appreciate your interest in this very interesting individual. You guys can discuss over coffee and oil what's going on with his lineage later. Right now, we need to worry about this Ublex that's running amok through the city. We have reports that it has begun inciting riots in the Balbarum district, and it was lost there as the unis from it and also the other surrounding districts lost it completely. We have no idea where it is in the city right now. But it is inciting havoc as it mind controls people as it goes.
Are they mind controlled in the unwilling servant way, or just go crazy and run amok way?
That's the bizarre thing. Some of them are running amok, just causing havoc, and others are performing specific tasks. It's just really bizarre. Oh, shit. Well, good timing, I guess. And you see Sarah, one of the unis that works with your unit, escorting Elmuck up towards Mudbreaker's office as we speak. He is ushered in, and Sarah closes the door behind her and says, Elmuck says, hello, I'm here to give my input.
Well, apparently Dirk
Look,
has
I'm
to
not-
shock you first, so hand out.
I swear to God, if he does that again, I'm going to punch him in the face. Last
come on.
time...
You enjoyed it.
No. And he waves his metal arm at you. Last time you did that, my arm short-circuited, and it took me 2 hours to get it up and running again. No.
Well, I'm sure with the situation, you can understand my concerns with this Ublex. So, if you would please, how is the best way we can hunt this thing down and neutralize it?
Okay, so you said it used a psychic wave to take out you and the combatants you were fighting, right?
Yes.
Okay, so, was there anything else you can give me about what happened while it was leaving?
Well, the last form that I saw it took was the form of Naya. Naya was,
It took on someone's form.
yes.
That could be bad, but also make it easier to catch it.
We have the other person that it took its form. I wasn't
That's-
sure if they were knocked unconscious or killed, but we have them in custody.
No, so Ublex are very complicated creatures. The main function of them is these mindless creatures that do the Illithids' work for them in the Underdark. They were created by them, and they do extremely well at the espionage that the Illithids put them up to. But without this directive, like my personal Ublex had, he was born without it. He never had this. So it's just like you have this superior intellect, right? But with no personality or motivations of any sort. It had no will, if that makes sense. But I've seen it before where it will attach to the will and motivation of others when it touches their minds. And if it took on the form of this person, it probably took on a perverted or twisted sense of its own motivations. Who was the individual that it became? Was it Was it yourself, or...
Well, I guess that's good and bad news. The form it took was of Naya, a sorcerer that works for Gandon, the crime lord back in Vega. She worked with an assassin before, and we had run-ins, and she really wanted to kill us, so unfortunately, we may be the best bait, if what you say is true.
So, Fulcrum, you actually, when he mentions the name Naya, perk up a little bit because you know that name. You know her through the FTA, or the Freelancer Temporary Agency. She originally worked... I had to come up with a fancy name for the Mercenary Guild, okay?
That's awesome.
So she was once blacklisted with this organization, and that's where you currently work, is through them, or at least through them when you choose to. And she was blacklisted a couple of years ago, and ever since has held a grudge against them for doing so because of her sloppiness with the job. You guys do also know that Naya is in the building. So Elmec, after you give him this information, says, okay, well, if she has these motivations and she's out for you, why didn't it stop and attack you then? That doesn't...
Well, its last words before it got away is, I'll get you later, fuckers. Or I'll kill you later, fuckers, something like that.
I see. Well, that makes a lot more sense. It's a very strategic creature. It doesn't like to fight on anyone else's terms. So, I think it's trying to set a trap then. But discovering what this trap is important. And as he says that, the door, you hear a loud rap as a uni comes up to it and just raps on the door, opening it up real quick and says, sorry, Mudbreaker, urgent news. So the FTA agency, they're getting attacked. There's just literally people walking in off the streets, just smashing shit up. I mean, they're not really hurting anyone, but they're just destroying shit, and they don't know what the hell's going on.
Probably a distraction.
Dirk will look at Mudbreaker. Do we have any non-lethal ways of subduing people?
I mean, yeah, of course we do. We got sleep canisters we can chuck at them. Guys, just take
that might be a good start.
Yeah, just be careful. Don't throw those anywhere high. It's not safe. You don't want to put anyone to sleep when they're too high up. That can do some serious damage.
Well, Chief, we aren't idiots. Of course we know this.
Dirk just glares at Bertram. Just gives him a little wink.
This is going on. All right, well, look, if you want to know the motivations of this creature, your best bet is to get into the mind of this person that it took on the form of. It's not going to want to change forms for a while. So that's your best bet. It seems like it's trying to cause chaos right now. I would try and quench these fires, but there's something else going on, and it's probably trying to set a deeper trap for you.
Then why don't we just not do any of that, and then they can't set a trap for us if we don't go anywhere?
This
Bertram,
thing is just going to keep raising hell till it gets us. Till it gets us to come out and find it.
Bertram, as you say that, you feel a buzz in your pocket. And the line from who it came from says Anaza. Shit. And it just says, come get me.
I take it all back. Of course we're going to spring the trap. The only way to foil the trap is to go through it, and I know where we should go first.
And lead on, I guess.
Care to elaborate?
I'll just hand Dirk my page.
I forgot that there are people that I know and care about, unlike my friends here, in the city, who only really care about me. And can we go?
Just to clarify, Anaza was one of the contacts we met in the last arc?
Right. Yeah, she was the one that worked for Alchemco and was buddies with Bertram.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
We were just talking about this thing trying to set a trap for us.
I know, and this is clearly a trap, so onwards. Let's go spring it.
No, wait a minute. Think about what you just said, Bertram. 2 seconds ago, you were just saying that maybe we shouldn't spring this trap, and now you're saying you should just because someone you know is in danger?
Yep. It's harder when there's people you know used as bait.
Right, but if this person is a bargaining chip, why would she throw out the bargaining chip? Why would it throw out the bargaining chip? It doesn't have any need to right now. So maybe your best bet isn't to rush into it head first, all hot-headed, like you seem to be doing more often lately.
What does that mean exactly? I feel...
Oh, I don't know, Bertram. You're sitting here with a giant gaping wound in your chest because you ran off for a day, told no one where you were, and now you're saying that you should run off to save your friend without thinking about it for more than 2 seconds. I'm not saying you shouldn't go save your friend. I think you should, but I think you should stop and you should maybe think about what you're doing first.
And if we're too late and she just dies anyway, what then?
Do you think that this person would just straight up kill it? Or kill her before...
I don't know what this thing is.
No. So the person that it took the form of, Naya, right? That was the name of the person?
Yes.
Okay. Would this person, if they had exacted this plan themselves, would they have killed her? Would they kill her? Without threatening so.
Probably not. They would get us to act on emotions first, and before doing that.
Mudbreaker pipes up and, why the fuck are we sitting here trying to figure out what they would think? They're sitting downstairs less than 100 feet away from us. Why don't we just go fucking ask them?
That's a fair point, Chief.
It's on the way, Bertram, as he points towards you. I'm going to call the medic and have them meet us there because you definitely need some assistance.
Yes, of course. How could you have let me bleed everywhere for so long in your office?
Because you, as a dumbass, decided to just waltz in here without getting medical attention? Can't you cast magical spells that heal yourself?
Sometimes?
I'm not too happy with your... I'm not too happy with your overall ability to think right now, Bertram. Really hope that Monday all this gets cleared up and maybe it was just one bad weekend, but you know what? Let's just go, okay? Let's go talk to this Naya now.
All right, I'll lead the way. And Jerk walks out as you see the arrows still sticking out of his ass, just wobbling back and forth. Oh, I should probably get that checked out, too.
I'm gonna unstick myself from the chair from where the blood is just kind of starting to coagulate.
All right, so as you guys walk, go ahead and you each can take a short rest. And then I'm going to have you each roll... or actually, no, Bertram only. Can you roll me a D6, please?
Sure. That's scary. 1 second. That is 4.
4. Okay, you can regain 4 spell levels of spell slots.
Oh, shit.
Dirk, you can regain a single level of spell slots.
Whoa! I only used one.
Yeah, I was going to say, you don't have a lot, so I wasn't going to have you roll for it. I was just going to give you the one.
Works for me.
So you guys get kind of patched up as you're going, and as you guys are walking over there, Mudbreaker's going to look over towards Fulcrum and say, "Now, I know that you often don't talk about your own mental process when going into a hunt. Do you have any insight based on what you've heard so far, Fulcrum?"
I mean, really, we just gotta follow whatever leads we come across. And if this is our first step, then I've got an idea of how we can at least handle this Naya girl.
And Fulcrum, I want you to also remember, or at least know, that you have a ace in your back pocket. You have a vehicle that can get you there extremely quickly and can transport multiple people.
Ooh.
Yep.
All right. Well, we were gonna go talk to Naya, right? She's like in the precinct.
Yeah, you guys are currently walking towards Naya. I'm just saying I wanted to,
Okay.
because we hadn't really talked about it. Like, literally, I haven't even looked at your character sheet yet, so this
Fair
could be
enough.
really interesting when combat happens, but we'll move on, so it's fine. So you guys are moving towards Naya's cell. Now, before we get to Naya's cell, I'm going to take a quick moment and break back to Adam so we can see what's going on as Adam begins to wake back up. And Adam, you open your eyes, and before you see several different cots. All of them look dingy. The lighting in here is very, very dim as the sun begins to go down. You see that the windows are broken. Some just look kind of like, patched over with boards, and the floor, as you look around, is grimy. You're in the cot yourself, and as you look at it, you notice that yours is specifically the cleanest that you can see before you. Most of the individuals around you are kobold in nature, and several of them have various wounds. There's one nurse, you assume, kind of scurrying about, trying to do her best to manage the needs of everyone all at once. But as you notice all of these things, you get this just assaulting smell rising into your nose, and it just smells like rotting flesh.
Oh,
This clinic that you are in is just not a very clean place. It's not a very happy place. And it genuinely makes you wonder how bad off this section of the city really is, if this is how their clinic looks.
right.
But Adam, you're starting to feel a little bit better. You have effectively gained a short rest's worth of hit points back, as well as a D4 worth of spell slots.
Hey,
So if you'd like, you can roll that.
Yes, sir. 1.
Okay, well, that's how the cookie crumbles. So you gain back 1 spell slot, and you still have 1 point of exhaustion. So skill checks are still made at disadvantage.
Okay.
And you have, for the most part, overcome the poison. But you do notice that there was a bucket next to you, and it looks like it's filled with vomit. So you're assuming you were puking up the last of whatever was inside you, causing this poison effect to
Right.
take you over.
Yeah.
That overdose on capsules. And you look at your page that's in your pocket.
Mhm.
And you just see just a stream of updates as everything's been keeping you updated. You've been getting information on what's going on at the precinct. This is just the general precinct's notice board, basically, that gets sent out to everyone as emergencies are enacted. So you're just getting the general information of what's going on with this manhunt. But you do know that they're centralizing at the Eastgate precinct. So you assume if you wanted to go and help, that's where you'd want to go.
Yeah, Adam's gonna try to get up out of his cot and I maybe like get dressed. I don't know if he's in like hospital gown or whatever, but he's gonna get dressed and like look for his stuff, his belongings.
Okay, I'm going to need you to make a Constitution saving throw first before you can do that.
Oh man, con save. Here we go. 4.
Okay. So yeah, Adam's not easily getting out of bed.
Is it pain? Is it nausea? Mix of both, maybe?
It's a mix of both. It's also it's just sheer exhaustion. As you go to set your feet on the ground, you go to put weight on it, and it just they begin to buckle underneath you. It's just like you've overexerted yourself beyond what you normally can achieve, and it's just a lot.
Right.
But you
then Adam's fallen to the floor, I guess.
Adam falls to the floor. What's Adam's mental process right now?
Adam's mental process is get up and go help my friends.
Okay.
Or rather my brothers at this point.
So Adam, you burn a use of your blade song.
Ooh.
And you are able to muster up the magical energy to assist you in moving as you just pour your magical essence into just getting there. That's your one goal right now. Just get there.
Yep.
And you're able to stand up. You can still feel the pain. Your legs still feel wobbly, but you're able to push through, and you think you can make it. And you're just trying to fight through this debilitating feeling right now. We're going to leave you here as Adam is trying to work his way towards his friends.
All right.
Back at the precinct, you guys all are standing around Naya in a cell. And her hands are bound behind her back in these large shackles, and they encase her hands. And you know that these are gauntlets that prevent magical energy from escaping them. In fact, any magical energy that is used within them will be thrust back upon the user. It does not allow somatic components to be used, but basically anything that is is verbal alone will be redirected back at them. So, you all stand around her. Well, what do you want? You fucked my life up good enough now.
We have a few questions for you.
Bertram, I heard you're a bit of a wordsmith. Is that right?
Yes, I am. I wouldn't put it that way, but of course. So, Naya, assume an ooze imitated you to the effect of being you so much that they want to carry out your ideas, fantasies, whatever, but what would you do in that case?
She looks at you and she kind of smirks.
Fulcrum's gonna activate his it's called a Medallion of Thoughts.
Okay.
And it allows him to cast Detect Thoughts 3 times a day.
Nice.
And it recharges at the end of the day a certain number of, I think it's like a D3. Yeah, it's a D3 recharges.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, so you cast Detect Thoughts, and I'm guessing you're not, like, prying in farther, you're just trying to get the surface thoughts from her?
Yeah.
Okay.
DC is 13.
So, actually, without prying further, there is no check required.
Ooh.
Cool.
Yeah, you can just like read surface thoughts without people knowing. There's no saving throw required.
Oh, I see.
So you actually, this will work effectively as a lie detector. So you know that what she is saying is exactly what she's thinking right now.
Cool.
So you're telling me that Ublex read my mind and decided it was going to keep going with my plans? And this just shit-eaten grin just spreads across her face as she says this.
Yes, that is what I'm saying. But what
Well,
you don't
shit.
see is that every step of the way, and every move it makes, it's just going to tarnish your name, darling. And as it does so, it will inevitably fail, just as you have. And then further falls Naya's name into the forgotten nothing of the trash in the sewer.
Oh, Bertram, honey, my name's already been dragged through the mud more than you could ever try to. Hell, this might actually improve my... infamy, I guess would be the best way to put it, would it not?
Dirk just kind of gives Bertram a disappointed look as he gave Naya the tip that that this thing will enact her fucking plan. Like, are you fucking kidding me? We're interrogating here. Fuck.
Well, what do I have to say then? I cordially invite you to go die. Because I really hope it just kills you. Oh, I had so many different ways that I wanted to do so. I wonder which way it's going to try and do it.
Dirk is going to conjure his invisible mage hand right behind Naya and start yanking out strands of her hair. Just several at a time.
Mudbreaker kind of looks at you, kind of sternly as you do that.
She's like, what? What's up? What?
I don't think that this is appropriate. Look,
What? I don't know what you're talking about. She's just freaking out.
I'm going... after
You know what?
Trick's done pulling her hair. I'm just going to go, Naya, be a dear. And I'm going to cast Fast Friends.
Okay.
Wisdom 16.
Wisdom 16. Give me 2 seconds.
That was more than 2 seconds.
I was going to edit it to make it look dumb.
I'll pretend I didn't just have to run away from my microphone because I left my dice halfway across the room. I was hoping we could get through one episode without me having to roll anything. Should have known better. I gave Bertram more spell slots back. What was the DC again?
16.
That is a natural 17. Plus 2.
Bummer.
Oh, actually, she's proficient. She gets more than that. That's funny, Bertram. You're trying to cast spells on me. Fucking hilarious. You know what? Good luck.
So, Naya, if you had a hostage of somebody we cared about, would you decide to kill them, or would you hold them for us?
Well, I think I'd wait till the exact moment that you were there, and then I'd slit their fucking throat, and watch the blood drain all over the floor. And before I killed you, I'd make sure you drank their fucking blood, and then I'd slit your own throats. Fuck you. And then she spits towards you. It falls short, but...
The mage hand will slop it up off of the floor and rub it on her face.
Oh, fuck! Jesus Christ.
Dirk just gives a little cocky nod and a smirk.
Yeah, Mudbreaker kind of snickers at that one instead. Well, go fucking die already.
Well,
You're not going to get any fucking help from me. Actually, real quick, Fulcrum. As this conversation has been going on, you did pick up something that you thought was important. When she said she would slit their throats, she just wanted to hurt them. She just wanted to lash out. She wouldn't have slit their throats. She, in fact, wouldn't have killed anyone like that. Her quarrel is specifically with these three individuals, and you're not sure who the other figure is. You haven't met them. You're assuming it's their other partner that you haven't met yet, but she doesn't seem like she wishes to harm the innocent. She views these people as furthest from innocent, and that's the flashes of the emotions that are brought to the surface as that conversation was going on.
Interesting. Okay. All right. Fulcrum's not going to speak up on it yet.
Okay. Look, just go fucking die already.
So, where's your place you like to go when you're trying to set traps for us, huh?
Where's the place I like to go when I'm setting traps for you guys?
Yeah.
What are her when she repeats that question? What are her thoughts? Like right afterwards.
You see
Dirk
flashes.
is just trying to get a very specific thought to cross her mind.
Okay. So what flashes in her mind? You see a small, crappy apartment, and it's in the Balbarm district itself. You can see that just based on the outside of the building. It's just flashes of images, and it seems like this is her hideout. This is where her and her gang hung out. And you even see flashes when she says, plan to kill you. You see flashes of the heist where they had, where they had talked to the other gang to have them steal the oozes from Elmic's place for them, and all of that. Those are the thoughts that are flashing through their mind.
Okay. Now I want to wait for what she says. Like what she actually says.
Look, you already saw my hand. I tried to kill you with a fucking ooze in your bedroom, which that didn't work, unfortunately.
Yeah, you needed more of those if you were going to try to take us out.
Well, the second plan was to let loose this Ooblex on you and see what happened. But looks like that plan worked without me having to try. God, it's fucking wonderful.
You know, I just had a thought. What if, since this ooze has taken your persona, your form, I really don't see any reason to keep you alive. There's already another one of you. And the chief, well, he can just tell the public that we're still looking for you. Meanwhile, you're 6 feet under.
She glances over at... Now, when you say this, you do sense fear. But the fear changes quickly. It doesn't stay fearful. Just the initial mention of her being dead just brings out fear.
Sure.
And it goes to this, like, you know, almost confidence instantly. They wouldn't do it. They wouldn't just fucking kill me.
I never said anything about they.
Dirk's gonna take a
The
step.
fear returns. And
Yeah, Dirk's gonna take a step back and do the somatic components and everything for the message spell,
okay.
and just send it right to Naya. Like,
Okay.
I will find a way to kill you no matter where you are.
Oh my god.
Fear. Lots of fear. So, yeah. You definitely get notes of fear from her. Look, fuck, my life is already over, man. I'm not gonna get out of a jail cell within my lifetime. Even if I did, what the fuck would I do with my life? You ruined every last hope I had. And she looks over at you, Dirk. You guys ruined everything. That was my chance to find something else. To get out of this hellhole. Fuck. You just had to be there. You just had to ruin it. I knew it wasn't right. But fuck, I wasn't hurting anyone. Not until you tried to stop us.
Maybe not. But, your assassin lover was.
She wasn't my lover.
No?
She was a partner. Yes. And, Fulcrum. She's telling the truth. Was not a lover.
Okay.
No, she wasn't my lover. Gandon told me to work for her. This was my in. That was my in with Gandon. Was to help them pull this job. And then after I got back to Vega with her, I would be on their team. I would be getting regular work from them. I'd be back as a mercenary. And she looks back up at you, Fulcrum. Because they fucking took that away from me.
When she says that she wasn't the lover, Dirk just remembers just the absolute meltdown that Naya had on the pirate ship and was like, huh, could have sworn they were lovers.
So what you're equating that to now is that was her one chance to do something more, and her death was she's fucked. She wasn't going to get into this organization now.
Okay.
Yeah. That's why that was like that.
Gotcha.
Okay. Her life was falling apart. It was not falling apart because a loved one had died, though.
That was the vibe that Dirk got before.
Right. And that was the vibe I was trying to convey.
That's honestly the best fucking lie, because it's a half-truth, basically.
Yeah. And I mean, it just, her career was ruined forever in her mind from that moment.
Right.
And her life was seriously in danger. So, but back to the roleplay. Look, I got nothing left. If you really have to kill me, I guess go ahead, but I got nothing for you. My plan was to send the Ooblex after you and just let it come up with the plan, and it did. It came up with the plan. My plan already is working right now. I got no control over it anymore, just like I wasn't going to have any control over it.
You can have one thing besides your freedom. What would it be?
And before she doesn't say anything. She actually just stays quiet and looks down at the ground. But you hear the words, "a second chance," in her mind.
Well, let's do this. How about you help us out? Because you got more than you think you do. You got that knot in yours. You think just like, well, supposedly just like this ooze. Which means you probably could guess better than any of us what they're going to do next. So, you help us out, and we'll talk to the chief about getting you a second chance of some kind. Might not be full freedom, but you'll at least have a life outside of a prison.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check with advantage.
Ooh. Okay. Not terrible, not terrible. Too bad my charisma is horrible. 11.
11.
Oh no.
Yep.
You see flashes of her considering it. You also see flashes of like just sheer annoyance.
Does she seem like distrustful in what I've said? Like, nah, you're fucking like lying. You just want to use me, kind of thing, or?
Yeah, you go to sense that, and you just feel like a wall smack you in the face, almost.
Whoa!
In this mental like arena, I guess would be the best way to put it. And as you feel, it's not like you actually feel this, but you look over and her eyes are dead set on a wall right now, and she's focusing on it.
Oh,
You
fuck.
son of a bitch. You were reading my goddamn mind. I never said I wanted a second chance out loud.
You can just read her mind, and we're sitting here asking questions?
He's gonna look at Naya.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that what any criminal who thought their life was over would want? Come on now.
She smirks. Then why did you flinch when I started focusing on this wall?
Is that how it works?
Fulcrum's gonna take the medallion off of his neck. It was actually out of view. It wasn't hanging like on front of his chest. It was hanging off of his back.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna like spin it around, take it off, end the detect thought spell,
Okay.
put it down on the table, out of Naya's reach, out of my reach.
Do you want a second chance or not?
She acknowledges your setting it down. Then she stops, like, glaring at this brick wall and turns towards you. I guess I do.
Perfect.
No tricks. None of that bullshit. I'll help you. So which one of your dumbass friends do they have?
Well, to start here, I think now that we know that we're all working for each other's best interest, don't know about you guys, I don't think she has a need for those shackles there. And believe me, we can take you without the shackles.
I wouldn't underestimate her. We've tangoed with her
It's a
twice
terrible
before.
idea.
Okay.
She can cast spells.
Now, without a focus and material components, save for a couple handfuls maybe of spells, nothing too serious.
You only need one. With my words alone, I could bend you to my will like we were friends for a lifetime. No.
Yeah, let's...
Bertram, as you say that, you're not 100% sure if that would actually work on Fulcrum, now that you think about it for a second.
Look, I don't know how familiar you are with how magic works, but if we give Naya a chance, she could capitalize it at the right time. Believe me, magic users, you don't want to give them that chance.
And if she's going to have a second chance, she first must earn it.
I suppose that's fair. Maybe I'll jump in the gun on that one. I'm not saying she has to go anywhere outside of this room, but if we want to table that, I'll
She's lucky she's not in the room with the mold in it.
All right, look. We're running low on time. We gotta start acting now. Mudbreaker, do we have any lightning capsules in the precinct that could be spared? This Ublex is weakened by lightning, or at least vulnerable to it.
I mean, sure, yeah, we can try and check the supply closet for what we got. Not 100% sure what we got left.
All right, if there are any lightning capsules, I would like at least one.
Sure, yeah, we can, we can go grab some. I don't know what we have in stock, though. So, Dirk, go ahead and roll me a D20 luck check.
Oh boy.
No bonus, just straight up.
Nah, not bad. 16.
Okay, so with the 16, there are 2 capsules that are available.
Cool. Does anyone else in our group have, like, elemental capsule slots for their weapons? Excluding Adam, since he's not here.
I believe I do.
You probably wouldn't know about Fulcrum's, but yes. He sort of does. Basically, yes, he does.
Okay, well, Dirk would definitely grab one for himself. And then, Bertram, do you have any with your weapons?
Double checking either my rapier or my pistol does. I'm double checking.
Okay, so now the question is, are you deciding to bring Naya with you?
Fuck no.
Okay, sounds good to me.
No.
Even Fulcrum was like not willing to take her out of the room.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Yeah, to bring her to the Ublex that matches her
That
intentions.
is not what he wanted to do either.
Fuck no.
Let
Yeah.
them play the shell game with each other and fucking we just don't know which one's which anymore. Fuck that.
All right. So you guys are prepared to head out, and you're leaving Naya behind. It is going to be yourself, Fulcrum, followed by Dirk and Bertram heading to the warehouse. Mudbreaker says he can be ready, but with a team, but you guys should probably head in first to assess the situation, and hopefully this ooze will not get jumpy and do anything too rash, possibly hurting your friend. And we're going to leave you guys here for this episode.
All right.
Thank you all for listening to episode 29 of Dice Heist. This has been great. And I'd like to let everyone know, listeners and players included, that the spell Dimension Door has only verbal components.
Yeah. Like, there are definitely all kinds of spells that would be a problem for just talking. Not to mention being able to do somatic.
Yeah.
What level is that Dimension Door?
Mage armor, she can literally just peel and leather off of anything. Cast mage armor.
Yep.
Well, I was definitely not thinking that she could cast 4th level spells yet. But that's my bad.
Yeah.
Fulcrum did not size her up properly.
Yeah, she was just going to fucking bamf out of there if you guys did that.
Yeah, that would have been super dumb.
Yep. And it would have made things a lot more difficult. So I'm glad I did not have to unbalance that encounter I have planned. But here we go. So thank you guys for listening to this episode of Dice Heist. We will catch you all next time. Bye for now.
Bye, guys.
thank you all for listening to this episode of Dice Heist. If you like the show, we would really appreciate it if you could help spread the word of the show. And the best way to do that is just tell someone about it. Just reach over, tap someone on the shoulder, and say, hey, why don't you listen to Dice Heist? The second is writing a review and subscribing on whatever podcast network you use to listen to us. If you'd like to help support our show monetarily, you can head over to patreon.com/diceheist, where you can choose to donate at whatever level you like, and you will get some great bonus content in return, such as our one-shot onslaughts and our after-show Heist House. We release episodes every other Sunday, so keep a lookout for that. I'd like to take this quick moment to thank all the people that make this show possible, starting with Aaron, Bronson, and Nick. I'd also like to thank Nick a second time for letting us use his song, Something for Now, as our intro and outro. I also must thank my wife Erica for her support and her wonderful work on our show notes. And, of course, BattleBards.com for their help improving our show with their expansive library of music that I use to help immerse you guys in the world of Dice Heist. Check us out on patreon.com/Dice Heist, like I mentioned before, and you guys can get access to some cool content. Don't forget to check us out on Twitter at Dice_Heist and on Facebook at Dice Heist Podcast. Feel free to reach out to us there or send us an email at diceheistpodcast@gmail.com. If you guys send me a message, I will definitely respond to you guys. So please, I would love to hear from you guys. So just give us your feedback. Let us know what you think. And thanks for listening. Stay tuned for the next episode of Dice Heist.
Dirk puts out his hand and greets him. Nice to meet you. I'm Detective Vilgoth. And as he puts out his hand, and he'll wait for a response for a shake.
Okay.
Give me a sec. I'm about to pick out his name. I've narrowed it down.
You're 5 minutes late, Bronson. I said 10 minutes, man.
Oh, God. Well, okay. Some of that my brain was occupied by Adam's like sleep thing, and just give me a break, man.
Hurry up or I'll name him.
Oh, God.
Oh, yes. I like this idea.
Actually, Aaron, what would you name him? I'm if you're being any sort of serious, what do you think you would name him?
My first instinct was Bucket.
Oh, I like it,
That's
though.
just the first one.
All right. I guess that would actually that'd be pretty funny if
Fulcrum.
Fulcrum. I like that. I like that a lot. I get it.
That's actually really appropriate for...
It is.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that a lot, too.
Fulcrum it is.
All right.
Next
Fulcrum.
one will cost you.
Okay, so now back into role-playing. Dirk has just shook your hand and said, Go ahead.
I was gonna say, if he is shaking my hand, are you shaking my hand?
Oh, yeah, he just held out his hand
Right, so
and
I would
introduced himself.